Hi, I'm Alex from ANDSolution, and in this small demonstration I will show you how to create a basic direct-to-home project with AND. AND is using libraries to store the objects that you can use in your projects. In this case you see the library window on the right side, and I've already loaded 5 libraries. If you have AND installed, you will find there's numerous libraries included with the client. Now I'm gonna take a satellite dish from the library. You can see there's automatic mounting objects created. These have been set up in the library editor. Now if I zoom in, you can see the satellite dish, and some objects are now automatically created because they have been set up to be created in the library editor and in the AND configuration. You can see there's now 4 test points, one for each output of the LNB. This is for the vertical low, vertical high, and horizontal high outputs. Currently the LNB does not have any signal set, so we're going to do that. Click on the LNB, go to the signal sources. It goes from left to right, just like on the object itself. And now we can load the various signal sources from disk. Now we're going to take the vertical low, horizontal low, vertical high, and horizontal high signals. And if we leave now, you can see on the left side the low and high signals are now there. Next we'll need some cables, so I'm gonna get me the cables from this library here. This is a schematic sheet, so AND cannot automatically calculate the cable length, so I'm just going to add the 3 meter information. And to get the other 3 cables, I'm just going to copy this one. So now we have 4 cables, one for each output of the LNB, and if you press R at the end of a pin, you can see this is the signal coming from the LNB output through the cable. Now we're going to place some surge protection. This is the library search function. I know the name of the object, I just don't know in which library it resides, so I just can search for it. Place this, and we need another bunch of cables, so I'm just gonna copy this whole block, move it down here, and once again, if we press R on the end of the pin, you can see this is the signal coming from the output of the LNB, going through the cable, the surge protection, and another cable. Now we need grounding, so we'll take a grounding object from another library, put it here, and another bunch of cables. Once again, pressing R shows us the signal after the grounding. As you can see, it is very easy to create projects using the AND library objects. So we want a more complex example, so I'm just gonna throw this away and load a block. This is a pre-made block that I made earlier. This is not using 1 but 2 satellite dishes and also a terrestrial antenna. As you can see, the same situation as before. Satellite dish, LNB, just another time, and a terrestrial antenna. It's also surge protection and the grounding. So the next item will be adding a small amplifier. Just gonna take one from here and put it into our signal route. Now you can see this is the terrestrial antenna signal coming in. On this side it's going out, and these are the different parts of the LNB signals. So now let's connect this using our cables. To the next object. This next object will then be a multiswitch. So I'm just gonna take one from the library, place it here, and you can see it has 9 inputs, 8 for the 2 LNBs and 1 for the terrestrial antenna. and 16 outputs for customer outlets. Next step is to connect these to the customer outlets. Now drawing 16 cables around the whole sheet would be a pain, so we're going to use the conduits, which are part of AND. So I'm just going to draw some kind of a U around this. What the conduits do is they collect the cables and you can connect them to single objects later on. So the only thing we need now is a bit of cable. I'm just going to pick this up using A and connect it from the output to the conduit. Now in this case I'm going to leave this at the length of 0 because the length will be controlled by the conduit later on. The only thing that I have to do now is to once again copy the cables. Can do this simply with a block, copy and paste. Now I can see I made a mistake here, so I will pick up this, reconnect it. Now my cables are all connected to the conduit.